Alright folks, welcome back to Street City Studio. I'm G.I. John today. For the second day in a row, we're going to go with some G.I. Joes. And I'm kind of still playing with this same scene from yesterday. And if you watched yesterday's video, which not a lot of folks did, but if you did, I had the colored light in front of the figures, putting color onto the front of the figures. And after the camera stopped rolling yesterday, and once I got done with posting and everything, I got back to playing with the scene a little bit, and I was moving the light around, trying to find interesting places for it and interesting colors and reasons, and ultimately I've settled on red just behind this doorway, almost facing the camera, coming towards us. And it coming through that doorway, it kind of looks really neat. And so I wanted to play with this scene a bit. I wanted to keep going with it, right? Keep playing with this scene. And I've got figures here already, obviously, but that doesn't mean they're necessarily going to stay either. One of the things I noticed is yesterday I intentionally avoided using snake eyes. And so I thought it might be a really good opportunity to just build a good scene around snake eyes. Right? Some really cool G.I. Joe action. Right? And so what I've done is I've stuck them on this Marvel Showdowns figure stand, because I noticed they seem to post well into G.I. Joe, or most modern G.I. Joe backpack holes, right? And so that gives me a really nice opportunity to have him kind of floating. And so I'll kind of have him further back yesterday. Right? Where'd I go? Yesterday, we were kind of focused in this crater right here up front. But for this, I think we're going to push it back a little further. Right? I'll push it a little back further behind the crater. Especially so some of this rubble and debris blocks that stand, right? But then our next issue is the post, right? Because if you follow my photos and stuff, you probably know I don't do a lot of Photoshop processing afterwards to remove stuff like that. So what I'm gonna try and do is block it the best I can with some enemies here, right? And so I've got a couple Cobra troopers. What do I got here? I've got 2 troopers and an officer. Is that what that is? I think that's what that is. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. But so what I'm going to do is try and hide this stand a bit. I want as much of his body and legs out in the open, right? But then I'm going to try and hide this stand and stuff. With the figures behind him here. Maybe, let's take a look at it. That might be blocked up pretty good, actually. Now I've got the one extra. I can have him like he's being kicked flipped over this way or something. But again, I don't want to block too much. I want Snake Eyes in that fight to be visible. Let me try and refocus here real quick. There. Just make sure we're focused in on our subject there. I kind of like what's going on here. He looks like he's being roughed up, like he just got kicked right over. That works. Now I got this guy kind of wedged in there, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. But if I throw some backup in, all right, that starts to make a little more sense, I think. I wanted to keep filling it out a bit too, right? We got Snake Eyes coming across right here, so I'm gonna probably put Storm Shadow in his way, right? Storm Shadow won't exactly be the focus, but he can definitely squeeze in here, right? Let's see how that looks. Maybe reposition him if he needs it. That's not terrible. His legs look awkward, but that's not terrible. Let me see. That looks a little more natural. But now from here, I can kind of just keep filling it out however I see fit, really, right? Now I can squeeze them in here wherever I can, really. Right? And I was kind of thinking even up here might be a good little spot. Let me see here. Make sure he's not going to fall over first. Squeezing old Wild Bill up here. How about that? How does that look? Yeah, he's not the most visible, but he don't look bad up there, does he? Maybe stick a flint up here, right? They got all angles covered on this breach, right? Oh, you can barely see him. That's not a great spot. I thought I'd like it better. Let me see. Maybe we'll have him somewhere else. Is up here good? No, not so much. Maybe down here. I could have him. I think if I put him too far back, that's the problem, right? You don't want him too far back. But if I put him back here, yeah, I'm gonna knock Bill down. He already fell down once. I think he's gonna be lost if I put him back there. He's still lost. Let me back him up. Back him up. Too much. Well, it's just not going to be perfect. That's pretty good, though. I could, if I wanted to, maybe give Storm Shadow some backup, some assistance. Where would he be? Maybe just right behind Storm Shadow, huh? Like they were in here wrapping up some business. And Joe's just bust the door down. That works for me. Get this gun in his hand. Get him posed up a little bit. Try and get a good side to the camera, right? And then just kind of squeeze him in back here somewhere. Readjust just a tiny bit to make sure he's in there. I feel like I'm missing something, or I could do something different. I think Flint is part of it. I don't like Flint being so cornered over here. I'm gonna put a black in here if it can hide it. Can I hide it? Yeah. I'm gonna try to hide the black and raise him up a bit. Let's see if I don't like that a little bit more. Like maybe he's coming over that rubble pile. But no, fireflies in his way. That kind of works good, doesn't it? Let me refocus again. How about that? That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. I feel like I'm missing some opportunities up here, though. Maybe I could do something with that. Maybe a Cobra Commander can go up there. What would he be doing up there, though? Let's get him in some sort of pose. Maybe he's just surrendering. That makes sense. He's just got his hands up. He's just surrendering immediately. Or at least trying to look like he surrenders until he can make his break for it, right? The slimy snake. Alright. Here, let's see. Get him up here. How does he look? Is he even visible? No, not really. Bill's gonna fall over. It's alright, maybe Bill's the one in his face. Let's stand Bill up a little straighter. He's crouched out pretty good. Let's see if we can't get him visible up here too. Or he's totally behind that thing. No, he's still pretty invisible, isn't he? Maybe I can put a little spotlight on him if I need to. He's kind of visible. Let's try a little spotlight though. Does that help him a little? Kind of. Yeah, it does. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Just gotta get that light in the right position. It's just because they're on the outskirts of my lighting. Right, they're on the very outskirts, in the shadows. But put that little spotlight on them. That makes a big difference, as long as it's carefully positioned. Kind of wondering what else I can do here. I could probably give. Let's see. I got one of these little submachine guns. I can give Snake Eyes here, maybe, so I don't knock everyone down. Oh, definitely knocked down Wild Bill over there. Let's see. His hat fell off. There we go. Is he still visible? Yeah, he's still visible. Alright, I think just to really push the scope of how many characters I can squeeze in here and have it still looking half decent. Kind of want to stick some little cameos way up top here now that I figured out the lighting a little bit. I'll stick General Hawk up there and maybe a Lieutenant Stone. Right. And actually, I can give Stone a gun. Let's give Stone a gun. He doesn't have one. Oh, he can have a shotgun. Why not? Probably won't even be too visible. That's alright, just like that. And then we'll have him maybe in this spot where Wild Bill was. Right. And again, you can't really see them, so let me get this light, this little spotlight back over here. Kind of illuminate these guys up top. That works pretty good, I think. I think, the kind of stone there doesn't get much of this spotlight because it's narrow light, but they don't all need the most light. You just need enough to make them pop, so they're not lost in the shadows. Yeah. Now, I hate to say anything bad about my video yesterday, but I think I really do prefer, right, using this color today, how I'm using it, to kind of pour through that doorway, like maybe there's an alarm or a fire or something going on outside, right? Maybe even just brake lights from a bunch of cars, SWAT cars or military vehicles that pulled up, something, right? I think I like that a lot better coming in through that doorway like that than I did just being put onto the figures in general, in a general way. I don't know, that maybe it was the purple, right? Because I talked a lot about the Hiya Toys promotional images, and I liked how they used the blue, and so I don't want to, like, it's not that the color shouldn't be on the figures, but you gotta have some reason and sense to it. I think they had more reason and sense to their blue on Stalker images than my purple on my various G.I. Joe figures. But this, I think this works better. It makes more sense visually. It has more down-to-earth kind of feel, more real incident kind of look. I don't know. I'm just making word strings now. Rambling. But it does look better. It's much better results. To really take the time and think through where that color should be and where it's coming from. Right? I'm definitely enjoying that more. I feel like I could squeeze in some more figures somewhere even, but let me see. I got Duke and John twins here. Let's stick them in the doorway and see if they're visible, like they haven't even entered the building yet. Let's see how that looks. Oh, Duke don't want to stand it. There he goes. There it goes. Are they visible? Oh, I gotta move them. So I'll move John to the left and Duke to the right. Oh, John still needs more left. Thought I had it. visible. Barely. I need longer arms. Let me come in from the other side, maybe. That's a tight squeeze. Oh no. That's the second or third time Wild Bill's fallen down. That John is a little more visible though, isn't he? Alright, Bill. Where'd your hat go? Oh, I see. Alright, Bill, you gonna stand up for me now? Here. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Alright, let me look at the scene. Alright, John's not super visible, but he's a little visible back there. It's not for nothing. Let's try this spotlight again. See where that puts us. That might be the complete shot right there. Look at it. Let me, I like it. Kinda gotta find the sweet spot for this flashlight, but otherwise, that's perfect, man. I like it. I really like how John and Duke back there are just drenched in that red light too. Makes a big difference. Right, you got so much variety in the lighting. Some guys are right in the light, some guys are off in the back. Man, that's a lot of fun. This might be the most figures I've gotten into one scene without being super frustrated with the poses and stuff. These all look really well done. I like this. I am not frustrated with this. Let me get out of here. Where am I? Let me come up front. I'll probably call that a video and wrap it up. Am I gonna stand? No, I'm not gonna stand. There we go. Alright. Alright. As always, guys, I appreciate you coming by and hanging out with me. If you want to check out my Facebook, my Instagram, give me a follow, some likes and comments over there. I'd appreciate it. I'll leave the links in the description. Otherwise, same goes for YouTube here on YouTube. Right? I could really use the support. I'd appreciate any support I get. But I'll leave it at that and say have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your week. Keep playing with them toys. And I'll talk to you guys again real soon.